On the move. My name is Dane. I'll be your host today. In this video, we're going to be looking at the new GoPro, the Hero 9 Black. It's got a ton of new features. Some are going to be more useful than others to certain people. I know a lot of them are going to be useful to me. That's why I held off from getting engaged when I heard the rumors of this coming out. We're going to do an unboxing, go through some of the features, and yeah, let's move. Alright, so the new Hero 9 Black comes in a cool new like fabric, but it's still hard carrying case. Before, all GoPros came in like a jewel type display case. It wasn't really useful after you opened it, so it's nice that they really added this extra feature, or an extra convenience feature anyways. On the side of the camera, you have some quick stats, a Hypersmooth 3.0, 5K 30 instead of the 4K 60 max, and some other additional features. The webcam feature that was pretty much added on a firmware update to the 8 is standard in this one. There's a couple other significant features. We'll get into that as we go through the features after the unboxing. See ya. Yeah, it's a nice little case. Got a GoPro logo. It's hard. You throw it in a bag, not have to worry about your stuff in there. It's good. Okay, so like I said, it's all recyclable packaging in there. You could throw that out or you could leave it in there. This is the USB-C to USB-A cable. It's a charging cable. The curved mount, you usually use that on a helmet. The battery, it's a new battery. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use any previous GoPro batteries. Plus side is that it is 30%, it has a 30% higher capacity. That's the slide mount, and this is the screw, the mounting screw. And finally, last but not least, is the Hero 9 Black. It's a little bit heavier than the 8, but it is a little bit more robust in certain areas, and then obviously has the front-facing camera. So I think it's a worthy trade-off. There's nothing else in here. In the top section here, there's some documentation. The subscribe to GoPro leaflet, quick start guide with some stickers on there as well. Pretty cool if you're into that. And then basically a warranty manual in like 20 different languages. Yeah, that's it. That's everything that comes in the package. Pretty nice. Alright, I zoomed you guys in, turn the lights down a little bit so you can see the screen a little bit better. And we're gonna start by looking at the main options for the camera. This looks pretty good here. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit more. All right. Okay. So on the top left, you see there, that is the voice control. You turn it on and off. Basically gives you voice control over functions of the camera. That is the beep notification setting, on or off. The quick capture, on and off. Screen lock. If you want the screen on but don't want any input to be registered, you can turn that on and off. Grid layout for lining up your shot, and the front screen option. So off. Status, just like previous GoPros. The actual screen, so what the screen can see, and full screen, basically giving you a duplicate of the back screen. The orientation, this lets the camera orientate like with a gyroscope, like your phone. So if you flip it upside down, it will reorientate, and vice versa. It also does it on its side as well. And the max lens mode, you need to have that max lens. I don't have that right now, so that's completely useless for me, but maybe in the future. Okay, on the second screen of the options, you see your connection settings for wireless. This is where you would set up your a GoPro app with your phone. You'll see it listed here. The general options, you have beat volume, then quick capture, just like with the previous screen. Default presets for when you turn the camera on. Using the mode button. The LEDs. So there's LEDs on the front and the back that light up red when the camera is recording. And here is where you decide if you want them all on, if you want them all off. Or if you want just the front LED to be off. Some people freak out. They think you're recording them just because they're in your shot in public. Anti-flicker for displaying video playback on TV. So in the US and Europe it's different. Hertz. So in the US it's 60. And then you have date, time format that's displayed on the camera and tracked by the videos, anyway, the videos that you record. Voice control gives you the option to have it on or off, and also what commands you want. The display section here is the screensaver, timeout, the front screensaver option to have it match the front screen, and then the brightness. The brightness is something you should pay attention to. I believe it comes defaulted at 80. You turn that down to save some battery life. It doesn't really affect you too much unless you're in super bright light, like in the middle of the daytime. Back facing the camera, back facing the sun or something like that. The about is where you would find your updates, and the reset button is for where you would reset your camera completely to factory settings. All right. Alright, back at the main screen, you swipe left to get to the photo mode for the GoPro, and it has, as you can see, it has its own set of profiles: photo, live burst, and night photo. You can also add additional profiles. Here in the editor for each profile, you can change the lens. wide, linear, and narrow, depending on what you're trying to take a photo of. And you have the output type for each photo. The standard is a standard JPEG, high quality. RAW is super high quality. It takes up a lot of space. Make sure you have a large memory card for that. HDR is high dynamic range. If you're taking a photo of a high contrast scene, like something that has the sun or a bright light in it. And super photo is the auto mode, basically. Scheduled capture is the auto timer function that allows the GoPro to turn on and take a photo for you at a particular time. And the timer is a regular timer, like get in or out of the shot that you're trying to get. It has a 3-second and a 10-second timer. Zoom is a 2-time zoom, and anything in between from 1 to 2, 1.1, and so forth. Live burst has many of the same options. Schedule capture, lens, timer, and zoom. It also gives you the option for a megapixel for each photo taken, so you don't take up all the space on your memory card. Burst is super high speed burst shots, and it allows you to change the rate. As you can see here, the auto is 25 photos in 1 second, and you can change that to 3 photos in 1 second, all the way up through I think it's 30 photos in 10 seconds. So you have a lot of options there of how many photos you want for your burst mode. Timer and zoom again. And all of these modes have the option to use the Pro Tune options, white balance, EV composition, ISO, min and max, sharpness, and color. The only one there I would really be messing around with is color for most of these profiles. They change that from GoPro to flat if you're going to do color correction and editing. Night photo is similar to burst. Lets you change schedule, capture, time, zoom, and Pro Tune settings as well are basically the same. And the video options, same profile options, I should say. They're different profiles. These ones are mostly differentiated by resolution and frames per second. So you see here, slow mo is 240 frames per second, while cinematic was 30. The hyper boost on and off. Then you have the editing for each profile, and it gives you the duration if you are forgetful and you don't want to waste your battery and your memory card. You can have a limit when you press your shutter button. This is also useful if you're not going to have your hands free, right? You just press it, and then after your run or whatever you're doing, it'll automatically turn off. Hindsight is a new feature for the GoPro Hero 9. it allows the camera to have a buffer of 15 or 30 seconds, as you saw there. That buffer is constantly recording, so keep that in mind with your battery. And it basically allows you to have a do-over, sort of, if you miss something. The zoom there, as you saw, was 1 to 2. The Pro tune options are the same: white balance, ISO, sharpness, color, and the media mod. And the wind option here is for the audio recording of when you're recording a video. It's reduction tech is really good in the Hero 9, and you can turn it on, off, or have it on auto. The shortcuts here are for slow-mo. You see, went straight to 120. That's really handy. You don't have to go into settings, and you can change these as well for every profile. You can change these shortcuts. And the last camera mode is time lapse. It has time lapse, time warp, and night lapse for its default profiles. And the editor, you can change the resolution, the speed. For time warp, the speed ramp from half speed to full speed. So 2 times slow-mo would be 60 frames per second, and regular speed would be 30 frames per second. And that's real time. And the duration of the time warp here is unlimited, and then it also gives you the duration of the actual final video based on your settings. So half speed or full speed, real time speed would change that. And the Pro Tune settings are the same as with the video options. Time lapse is has even more granular editing ability here, because you can change the interval for the photo. Because this mode, what this does is it takes photos and it stitches them together, so the interval at which the camera takes the photos matters. It's basically going to there's an option for you to change it as well from video to just regular, but like I was saying, it allows you to change the duration and the amount, the speed at which the camera takes it, so it'll matter. Those two basically matter, the duration and the interval. So for a 1 hour duration at 0.5 seconds, each camera shot is 4 minutes. The Pro Tune settings are the same, and the shortcuts can be changed as well. The night lapse is again another duration mode that requires you to have an idea of what the final length of the video you're trying to achieve is going to be. And that's it. It's action camera. It's the best action camera on the market. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate it.